Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fallout New Vegas. My name's Brian, your host and commentator. And here we go. This is going to be the new one. I'm going to show off the mods here and at some point in the video. I'm not sure where I want to do that at, but I have all the DLC downloaded here. I'm just going to end up selling most of this stuff except for a couple of things I'll keep. And then these will all be delayed as we begin the game. We won't get all the quests right out of the gate. That's a mod that I downloaded. But yeah, you can see I've already done some practice in here. Oh, I don't want to do that. But we're gonna go ahead and start a new game here and get this ball rolling. We're gonna be grabbing all skill books, completing all the quests, doing all the faction stuff. Basically getting every collectible, discovering every location, completing all the DLCs. We're going to be doing everything in this walkthrough. It's not an achievement or a trophy walkthrough, so don't comment asking that. You probably will, because that should be like the first thing I announce. I get so many comments asking that, but no, I don't care about that stuff. I do not care about achievements and trophies. I used to, but not anymore. We got some drunk troopers here, stumbling down New Vegas Strip. Woo! Look at them go. Some Securitrons rolling through. Oh, NCR Ranger. He's taking a sniper shot. Oh, man. Pretty cool opening video here. I like how they did this. You zoom away from, New Vegas. Boom, takes out that Raider. Get out of here. I think it was a Viper gang Raider. And we've got these guys. Who are these guys? They're wearing Roman Legionnaire type of armor. And then we got these guys. Who are these guys? Is that Matthew Perry? And there's the guy on the ground. Or a gal. I don't know. They don't really reveal that. They do a good job at not revealing it.
The earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn. Training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig?
He ain't a fink.
You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Obsidian. So yeah, Obsidian made the first 2 Fallout games, or at least some of the people that, you know, run Obsidian did. Got Fallout New Vegas here. Yeah, we're just going to do the character creation stuff this episode and get through all that. There's a lot I have to go over, so... Okay. So here we go. This is a list of all the mods I'm using for this walkthrough. Mostly quality of life mods. We got Clarity Dark Nights, which is going to remove the orange tint that it has over the screen and make it look a lot cleaner. It's nice. And it makes nighttime feel more like dark, or like, you know, like nighttime makes it darker. Got Darnified UI. That lets me rearrange the HUD and stuff, which I don't use a whole lot. I just basically put my experience points and my radiation level on the screen at all times. But it lets me do some other things, which I might change. We'll see. I'm going to delay the DLC quest from appearing, so that way it doesn't fill up my quest log. This is more of the Darnified UI, like plugin or something to it. This is an improved recipe menu. We got the plugins here for, I think these all fix patches. There's the weapon wheel, which I'm not actually going to use. It says it's enabled, but I don't know. Every time I disable it, it just re-enables it when I boot it up, but I'm not going to use it. It's not, that would be a game-changing thing, but it's not even, doesn't even really work that good, so I'm not even going to use it. I'll just use the game's normal weapon wheel. Loot menu, so I can see the items inside the containers without having to open them to save us time, you know, during the walkthrough, so that'll be nice. Script extenders to fix a bunch of bugs and shit. It's all this. Here's more of the HUD changes. There's a couple of, see, the Darnified patch, more of that. Stewie's Tweaks has like, God, it has like, I don't know, like a few hundred tweaks you can make, some small ones. I didn't do too many. I just kind of did the ones that, you know, you can, it's just more quality of life tweaks and things like that. So no gameplay real changes. Mod configuration, so better mod menu for weapons and stuff like that. And then I can organize the user interface with this one, so that's pretty cool. And then more patch stuff to fix bugs and all that, because these mods are like built around other mods that other users have already done, so it's kind of cool how they do that. But yeah, this is going to be the mod loadout that I'm using for the walkthrough. No gameplay changes, no graphic enhancements. There's like a sprint one where you can sprint. You know, you can get your character to sprint. I'm not going to be using that one either. And that's it. So let's go ahead and get back to the game. Pay attention, because I have this kind of planned out and segmented. We're going to get all the packs, the DLC packs, added to the inventory right now. Like I said, I'll probably just end up selling most of this stuff because I want to kind of do this from a more vanilla, like you don't have the DLC. Even though we're going to go through all the DLC, this DLC is not like content driven really. It's more just items you get.
You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Alright, we're going to go ahead and... Very quiet. I had to turn up the volume. Let's see. We are going to be Julio Gonzalez. You know how Mexicans do that thing with their last name? They put the dash if they have like 2 last names.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
Alright, we're going to do the look of our character, which I'm going to be very brief, okay? We are going to be a dude. We are going to have a penis. We're going to go to Hispanic, yeah. You get some Latino representation, or I guess Hispanic. It's the best we got, alright? I'm only working with what the developers gave me. Make him middle-aged. This preset's fine, probably, for the face. I don't really care enough. Don't care. Here we go. Hairstyle is what I want. We're going to go with the blast back. Yeah. Hair color's fine, and then gunslinger. There we go. Julio Gonzalez. We'll just roll with it. I don't really care. We're not gonna be looking at his face a whole lot, so.
Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore.
I'll do a black guy when we do Fallout 3. That'll be the plan.
Good.
How about that? How does that sound?
Over by that vigor tester.
I'll be a white guy playing as a black guy. That won't be controversial at all.
Ain't a race.
Okay, so first things first, we're going to walk on over here. You got today's physician. We can snag that. That's a skill magazine. That increases your skill by 10 points is what that does. You can walk over here and grab this Med-X, but it's only temporary. It's only for a little bit, so we're going to be using magazines to pass skill checks. Skill books increase stuff by +3 permanently, and then there's a feat that can increase it by another +1. I'm going to take this Med-X. It gives you +25 resistance. Gotta leave it alone. Yeah, there's this over here, this gun that we can activate once we create our character, and also chemistry set. So I'm gonna walk you through how to get the best, kind of loadout and stuff. We got a doctor's bag right here that we can snag. The Med-X increases damage resistance by +25. The doctor's bag restores limbs. We need to create our character before we can do that stuff. So we're gonna walk over to the Vitomatic Vigor Tester.
Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you get back all your faculties.
I'm trying to use it. There we go. Okay, this affects your melee, unarmed, inventory weight, damage, and weapon effectiveness. All of that's true. Let's go to the next one, perception. This is a huge dump stat, but there are like 1 or 2 perks that are tied to this that are really good. So you have to have it at like perception 6, I think, to get them. The only 2 perks that are really good that require it. I'm going to keep it at 5. I'm not going to worry about those perks right now. But, oh yeah, let's see. Explosives, lockpick, energy weapons, accuracy, compass, range. So I don't think it actually affects your accuracy. It does affect your compass range, but I think your skills more so affect your accuracy with the weapon. And then when you see skill boosts like that, explosives, lockpick, energy weapons, those are easily replaceable, so don't count those. Like endurance affects the unarmed skill, not important. We can easily, it just gives you a boost at the beginning, kinda. You can easily have a high unarmed skill with low endurance, but unarmed, health, resistance, survival. Survival is another skill it affects. This one is true to all those. That's very true. Charisma, the biggest dump stat in this game, unless you are specifically going for a certain build. This charisma is going to be, it's going to be 1 for me. I'm going to take all my points because it affects barter and speech, which, like I said, with skills, you can just get those through skill points. You can put skill points in them and make them good. There are so few charisma checks in this game. They're mostly barter and speech, so I'm just not even going to worry about the charisma checks because I have to have kind of an all-around get through stuff anyway. So if I'm not going to be solving quests and puzzles with charisma because, what if the person... I made that mistake in a Fallout 4 video where I made a charisma check or a speech check. Yeah, it was a charisma check to finish a quest, and I was like, ooh, but what if the player doesn't have a charisma score that high? So, that's kind of the thing. So I'll only be using barter and speech checks to, enhance the reward for quests and stuff like that. But yeah, this is complete dumb stat. It helps your companion nerve, so it gives them more defense and helps them deal more damage. That's very true, but I'm not worrying about that. It's going to be mostly a solo act. I'll bring companions along whenever we need to kind of get their quest rolling and stuff. We got intelligence. This is a pretty important one. It affects science, repair, medicine, and then most importantly, skill points. Very important. We're going to put that at 6. That is very true. It does affect all those. Agility. This one's a little misleading. Guns, sneak, speed. It does not affect your speed. It affects your reload speed, but not your actual walking speed, I guess. And then action point regeneration as well. We're going to put this at 6. I'm going to do something wild, though, because I'm showing you what everything's going to kind of be at right now. But I'm also going to change this as soon as we get to the final page. So it affects all skills. This will give you 1 point in a skill every 2 points that you have in luck, but it's all skills compared to the other special attributes that give you 2 points in that skill per 1 point that you put into it. So 1 point of strength gives you 2 points in melee weapons, that sort of thing. As to where luck, you need 2 points in luck to get only 1 point in, all your skills. But it affects critical hits, and I guess enemy mishaps. I don't know. That's a little vague. I'm not sure what that part means, but this is going to be the plan for when we officially begin the walkthrough. Now, we're going to get a chance to respec our character and rebuild them once we leave this tutorial zone. So this will be the stats that I'm going to use once we do that. However, for this tutorial zone, I want to get as much experience points as I can to guarantee that we get at least 2 levels in the tutorial zone, that we hit level 3. So what I'm going to do in order to do that is I'm going to drop this. And I know charisma, I said it was a dumb stat, but I'm going to go ahead and drop endurance and strength to 1. I'm going to get these up to 10. Your agility. I'm going to put these at 10. That way we're getting max skill points each level. We want intelligence at 10, not charisma. So this is what we're going to roll with during the tutorial. That way I can pass all the skill checks in the tutorial area. This is what we're going to require. There's no endurance or strength, really, or agility skill checks. There's one agility-based skill check, but you can also supplement that with a speech skill check. So it's not really a big deal. But this is the loadout you'll be able to pass every skill check with, as far as special attributes. So we're going to go ahead and accept that.
Look at
I'm going to walk into the other room.
Maybe them bullets done your brain some good.
To jump, push Y. You can see my experience point count. My rads are up there in the top right corner.
What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
Sounds good to me. There's a hidden tutorial thing here. If you click on the right thumbstick, well, I'm using a controller, but you can move stuff around. You saw it up there in the top left corner. It's a quick tutorial, and you just click again to drop it. That's kind of a hidden tutorial thing. Let's go ahead and sit down.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
I'm just going to skip through these because this doesn't matter at all, and it's just going to waste time. And then he's going to show us pictures, and we just say strongly agree or disagree, and I don't care about any of this because this is not I wish you could just skip this part. That would be great. Because he's going to tell you, hey, these are the 3 skills that you should probably tag. But obviously we're not doing that because we have a very specific thing we're trying to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag explosives because I'm going to take a 5-point hit to explosives. Basically, we need certain skills to be 30 or above. Okay, some of them are 25, but we also want to make sure they're 30 or above. There's a lock that's a level 75 lock that we can pick for a lot of experience points this early in the game, so we're going to bump our lock pick up to, we're going to go ahead and tag that. The highest terminal to hack is only 25, so we don't have to worry about putting any into science. That's also going to be upgraded with a thing. I'm going to do sneak so I can use that speech, or that sneak check during dialogue. The one that I did tell you about that's coming up. There's only like 3 or 4 speech checks that you can make with the sneak skill, and one of them is here in Goodsprings. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just because we don't see them very often, and I want to pass that with a sneak check rather than a speech check because speech is it's boring. And I'm going to tag explosives just to make sure that doesn't drop below 25 because you can get a skill check later on regarding that. So this is what we're going to do for now. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. So we can pass all the skill checks in the tutorial area.
I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Okay, so we are going to take good-natured. There we go. And we will also take skilled. I'm going to take these 2 for this because good-natured gives you +5 to these like speech, or not speech, but these like utility skills, but -5 to all your weapon skills, which are not important for passing these checks. Let's go over these real quick. You get to choose 2 of them. They kind of give you a thing, and then they offset something else. Like the flamer that burns twice as bright, half as long, so all weapons have 3% chance to critically hit, but weapon decay is 15% faster. Not particularly that good. You get +1 to your special attributes when outside, but -1 when indoors. Not very good. You do spend most of your time outside, but still just not good. Enjoy +2 to each of your attributes from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., but suffer -1 from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. when you're not at your best. That's such a weird. That's not a good one either. Fast shot. While using guns and energy weapons, you fire 20% more quickly, but your shots are 20% less accurate. So this one's kind of a decent one to take if you want to go that route. We got good nature here, +5 to barter, medicine, repair, science, and speech. And there's like medicine. We have a 30 skill check for medicine and a 30 skill check for speech coming up here right as we're leaving this house. So that's why we want to make sure those are high. But we're going to get -5 to all of our combat ones, which is fine. We're going to respec our character when we leave the tutorial area. Heavy-handed, your melee and unarmed attacks do more damage but less critical hit damage. Okay, so you average out your damage overall, I guess, to a degree. Hoarder, you can carry 25 pounds extra, but you suffer -1 when it drops below 160. That's an interesting one. That one could be kind of cool. And somewhat kind of minor. Hot-blooded, when your health drops below 50%, you gain 15% more damage, but also suffer -2 to agility and perception. Interesting. +10 action points for a -2 damage threshold. Interesting. Once again, if you want to go that route, maybe if you're a sniper, like a long-range character, this would work out for you, so you can get more VATS shots, and you're gonna be far away, not really worrying about it. Logan's Loophole is an interesting one. No one's going to put you out of pasture. No one's going to put you out to pasture because you're going to stay strong. Okay. Yeah, basically this caps your level at level 30. This is a DLC one, I believe, a DLC trait that was added with one of the DLCs. You'll never become addicted to chems, though. They last twice as long. And, yeah, but you don't level up past level 30. And there's another point later on in the game where you get to respec your character again. So we're going to be able to do it twice. Once when we leave the tutorial area, and then once at the end of a DLC, I think. Or during a DLC. So we will get another chance later on. So you could also take this one now, and then once you get to level 30, go do that DLC so you can respec and get rid of it. That's kind of a good thing to have. Or if you just want to play a low-level character throughout the game. Loose cannon, this is kind of cool. Frag grenades to throwing spears. So you can throw weapons 30% faster at 25% less range. There is a perk you can get called Heave-Ho, which increases your range 50%. So that can kind of offset this trait. It's not a bad, especially to throw them faster. They're skilled where you get +5 to every skill, but you suffer 10% from experienced. Ooh, that's okay. We're going to get enough experience points still. And this is the trait that I'm going to take for the rest of the game because this trait is bugged. We'll get this +5 points to all the skills when we take it now, and then when we respec our character after leaving the tutorial area, I'm going to take it again, and it bugs to where you get another +5 to all of your skills. So that's kind of cool. So that's especially because I'm doing a walkthrough here. I kind of need the extra 10 skill points to each skill in order to kind of do everything. And that also means that if you respec on the second time in that DLC, you can pick it again and get another +5. But I won't be doing it at that point. At that point, I'm gonna be changing it to some other traits that I think will help my character build. Small frame, you get +1 agility. This is one of the better ones, but limbs are 20% more crippleable. I don't know how to say it. I think, and then you got trigger discipline. When using guns and energy weapons, you fire 20% more slowly, but 20% more accurate. Do not take trigger discipline and fast shot in the same go. They cancel each other out, and you actually get an overall -5% negative to both your accuracy and your shots because of how the math calculations work. So don't take them together unless you're trying to have a negative build, you're trying to have a challenge build where you want just straight up negative for your traits. Then I guess you'd take it, which would be weird. Then we got Wild Wasteland. Unleashes the most bizarre and silly elements of post-apocalyptic America, not for the faint of heart or the serious of temperament. So as we're traveling through the wasteland, you'll encounter weird things. This is kind of a neutral one where you find references that the developers leave to other sources of media and stuff like that. It's a really fun one. This is one that we will be taking once we respec our character for the first time. We'll be taking Skilled in Wild Wasteland. And then when we respec our character for the second time, I'm going to take Small Frame and perhaps something else on here. Maybe I will end up taking Good Natured or Skilled at that point, because I want to get all of the Wild Wasteland things done and out of the way, because once they're all done, it's useless and it doesn't give us a boost or anything. So I want to do that and then respec the second time, get rid of Wild Wasteland and pick something that's better, like Small Frame. I might take the Skilled one again, actually, as a third time, depending on where the walkthrough's at that point. And then you got Four Eyes, so this one's terrible. While wearing any types of glasses, you get +1 perception, which is a really bad attribute to begin with. So whatever, without glasses you have -1. Fucking awful. So don't take it. Anyways, that's all the perks. This is what we're rolling out with now for the tutorial. It's a really bad character build. We won't be doing this for the rest of the game, just the tutorial area. You do not want to have your character like this. Okay, so let's get in this hallway. Oh, we don't have our Pip-Boy yet. So, okay, yeah, you know what, before we get in the hallway then, we're going to go over here. We're going to start looting some stuff that was over here. You got anti-venom, which cures poison, 3 stim packs, and some Rad-X, I believe that was, or buff out. Either way, it's good, so we want to take those. That's all junk. Energy cell, laser pistol, drain small energy cell. If you take other skills as your tag skills, you might start with other items like a gun. He'll be like, here, this was yours, and he'll give you a gun. And then if you take if you take lockpick, he'll give you like extra bobby pins to pick locks with. Like I think you already get some, but yeah, just basically I want to take all that. I'm gonna want to take purified water too, because I'm gonna be playing through on hardcore mode. I'll skip the dirty water for now. Rad-X rebound. So we're gonna be playing through on hardcore mode, so I will want clean water or purified water. Dirty water is fine, it'll suffice, but I only want to kind of have one of them in my inventory. I don't want my inventory to get too clogged up, which is why when I grab food, I'm only gonna be eating iguana on a stick. Some iguana on a. That's the food item I'm gonna carry in my inventory to eat with. So, okay, I think that's all of that. Here's his bedroom. You can take all this stuff. I'm going to take this carton of cigarettes because they're worth a decent amount of money. Yeah, notice nothing here is... There's a couple of things that I think are marked as being stolen if you take them, but like everything in his house is like... He's cool with you taking it. He's like, go for it, dude. Got a bunch of bottle caps right here. Alright. Lovely. Let's go and talk to him.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Well, we got some options here. Depending on how you respond, it was not a big deal. I'm gonna say thanks for patching me up,
Don't
Doc.
mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Alright, so hardcore mode. This is the one that I was talking about. Where New Vegas allows you to play in hardcore mode. In the mode, stim packs heal over time and cannot fix broken limbs like they can in normal mode. Radaway removes radiation over time. Ammunition has weight. Yeah, dehydration plays an effect, so does hunger. It's only recommended for advanced players, which I am, so we can turn it off at any point, but you'll receive a special reward if you get through the main storyline. So, ooh, no. Yes, of course I'm going to do hardcore mode. Okay, so we can talk to him, and boom, quest added back in the saddle. I think we complete... Ain't that a kick in the head, right? Do we? Yeah, ain't that a kick in the head? So we're going to go ahead and open up our special stats here and see where our skills are at. So, cool. I guess I didn't need to tag explosives. That looks like it was going to be fine and make it over. But I wanted to make sure I had at least 25 in that because I was going to lose 5 from the skilled trait. But yeah, all of the... It looks like all the skills are over 30 that we're going to need to be over. Or that we're going to need skill checks for, which would be barter, explosives, medicine, repair, and speech and sneak. So yeah, well, sneak is 25. We don't need 30, so that's fine to be at 29. And like I said, terrible build. We're not going to keep this build, obviously. Here's the stat page for thirst, hunger, sleep, all of that. The radiation meter at the bottom there, how much, how radiated we are. I get +2 to my speech and melee weapons right now because of the vault jumpsuit that I have equipped. We'll go through my inventory. This will be a longer episode, we're getting all this tutorial shit out of the way so we can actually get into the good stuff. Continuing on, we got a bunch of skill point here. I don't know, increases here. General. Nothing there. Okay, item section. Yep, clues. So a lot of these are given to me. We got the laser pistol here in Doc Mitchell's house, but a lot of these are from the DLC, so I'm just going to kind of sell these right out of the gate. Like, you have this weathered 10mm pistol here. Look how much that's worth. That's worth a lot. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not even really that strong, but it's just worth a lot. So it's kind of nice to have that, but I also don't want to have the... So I'll have more caps, I guess, to a degree. I don't want to just drop it somewhere. Or maybe I'll hold on to it. What I'll do is I'll hold on to it as like a special item, like a legendary weapon or something, or a unique item. Put it with my unique items when we're collecting stuff. But you get all this armor for the things. I'm going to equip the lightweight leather armor. It's the same as regular armor. It's just 5 pounds lighter, so it's not really going to affect anything seriously if you don't have it. It's not a big deal. It still has the same amount. These are mostly things... You get the bleak venom from the DLC. I'm going to sell that. We picked up a lot of these here in the office. All this miscellaneous stuff. The Vault 13 canteen. Every now and then the character will sip from this. Once we get a base established, I'm going to like drop this and leave it at the base. I don't want to use this as part of my hardcore run through, even though it does help hardcore mode. It's not a big deal, but I'm going to hold on to it for now. And here's all the ammo, which energy cell is the only thing that matters because my character will be an unarmed and energy weapon build like he was in Fallout 4. So that's how we're going with things. My weight is really low because I have 1 strength, HP low. Those will eventually, you know, be a lot higher when we rebuild our character. We have damage reduction and damage threshold, so they got to do at least, like, I think that much damage in order to hit through my armor, is I believe the 8. So I have to do at least 8 damage in order to hurt me. And the damage reduction, you know, reduces how much damage they're doing if they do that. So there's that. Let's go to the data tab. This is where you can listen to the radio. I won't be listening to anything because I don't want my shit to get copyright struck on any other, like, websites and stuff like that. I don't know, like YouTube and stuff. Ain't that a kick in the head? We just finished that. That was this whole tutorial section, or this whole character creation, not tutorial section. We're still in the tutorial section. They went that away. Inquire about your delivery assignment. So this is the main quest. This is going to be our quest log for a really long time, so don't worry too much about that. But Back in the Saddle is our next direct quest. Talk to Sunny Smiles in the Prospector Saloon. We'll get to that. Yeah, miscellaneous notes and stuff. This is our Mojave Express delivery order, 6 of 6. Deliver the package at the north entrance to the Vegas Strip. By way of Freeside, an agent of the recipient will meet you at the checkpoint. Take possession of the package and pay for the delivery. Bring the payment to Johnson Nash of the Mojave Express Agency in Prim. So Johnson Nash is who we have to find in Prim. Bonus upon completion, 250 caps. It's not even a lot of caps, honestly. This package contains 1 oversized poker chip composed of platinum. Contract penalties. You are an authorized agent of the Mojave Express package until the delivery is complete and payment has been processed. Contractually obligated to complete this transaction and materially responsible for any malfeasance or loss, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Failure to deliver to the proper recipient may result in forfeiture of your advance and bonus criminal charges and or pursuit of mercenary reclamation teams. Wow. The Mojave Express is not responsible for any injury or loss of life you experience as a result of said reclamation efforts. This is our active quest notes here. These are all notes that you can... Well, this is all notes that you can show active quest notes. You got challenges here, so as you complete these... And these are part of the Gunrunner's arsenal that adds a lot of challenges. And you'll see how many levels of them there are. But they're just various challenges. You'll get experience points when you complete them. And then here's all the normal game ones. Or not all of them, but here's some of them. They kind of unlock as you begin completing them. But yeah, there's a lot of Gunrunner's arsenal and then a lot of regular things. So okay, so we have a high enough repair. It's over 25. We can go ahead and repair this 9mm submachine gun. It's gonna give us 9 experience points. Normally it'd give you 10, but we have that skilled trait which lowers XP by 10%, which is fine. We're gonna get plenty of experience points throughout this game to hit the max level of 50, so do not worry about taking hits to experience points and stuff. Okay, we got a chemistry set here. There appears to be enough chemical components available to create a small quantity of chems, assuming one has the knowledge to do such a thing. So we can create stim packs, or we can create drugs like Psycho, Buff Out, Mentat, Steady, and Rebound. Think I'm going to create the drugs. You need 25 science or higher. You don't get experience points for that, though, for some weird reason. And then we got Doc Mitchell over here, just chilling. Let's go ahead and chat him up. He's eating his iguana right there. Iguana
after being cooped up for so long, but if you have any questions, I'll answer what I...
All right, so we're going to have 2 speech checks here. One's that medicine one, and then we're going to have a speech skill check as well. I'm hurt, Doc. I need help. And he's like, I don't see anything wrong with you, but you can pay him caps to heal all your HP. You can say, I need medical supplies. We'll check his shop out real quick. I'm going to take all these doctor's bags. The purified water. I think I'll leave the rest of these in here. Let's go ahead and trade some stuff. You can sell. He just kind of takes anything. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a lot of this stuff. Ooh, maybe I should hold on to that for the shop. Let's get rid of these throwing spears. It's not many. I want to keep the Vault 13 and Vault 21 jumpsuits because those are collectible items. Here, you like to smoke, Doc. I'll just give him that. There we go. Okay, tell me about yourself, Doc.
I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor for a spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Most folks out here ain't educated, so people with medical know-how are hard to come by. I found that I could help a lot of people with what I knew, and that was all right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't.
Isn't it customary for a doctor to prescribe follow-up medication? So you need a medicine of 30 for this.
Of course. You've been through a lot. It ain't much, but these'll do you right if the pain flares up.
Boom. And then you can pass another speech check for 30. And these are giving us experience points, too, as we pass these. I think like 30 XP. Well, I'm getting 27 because I have that trait, but... yeah, I think you get an XP amount equal to whatever the skill check is, I believe. But I'm in a lot of pain, Doc. Can you spare any more?
Of course. You've been through a lot. It ain't much.
Okay, well, that's, I guess he says the same thing. What town is this?
This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got here, just down the road to the southeast. Good Springs Source, they call it.
Okay.
It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit to come looking for us.
Who is that? Who is it that... oh, here, let's get rid of this one.
Well, ain't we all, right? That was a long time ago. I don't pay it much mind anymore.
What else can you tell me about Good Springs?
Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet. He don't got nothing fancy, but he's got your basics covered. If you're looking to wet your whistle, just past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows everyone in town.
Everyone.
Other than that, there's not much to see. Just people trying to scratch out a living.
Who was it that rescued
That'd
me?
be Victor. Curious fella. He's sort of odd, and I don't just mean because he's a robot. I couldn't tell you much about him. He's real friendly, don't get me wrong. You just get the sense that that ain't the whole picture. Just a feeling. He keeps to himself, mostly. You want to know more about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. He has a shack on the southern edge of town.
Alright, so we were rescued by a robot named Victor. We'll have to chat him up real quick. Do you know anything about the man that shot me?
I didn't see him or the men with him. You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it.
Trudy, huh? Okay. Get rid of that option. Okay, cool. So that's done. We're done chatting him up. Let's see how much XP we have now. 63, yeah. After passing those 2 speech checks. And then when we exit outside, we're going to get another 10 XP for the for discovering a location. We're going to end the episode here soon. We're going to talk to Victor real quick. Victor real quicker. Now we're at 72. You can see him rolling along here. What's up, Victor? We got mailboxes with items in them, except this one, I guess. Let's chat him up, and then we'll end the episode after
Howdy,
that.
Partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Well, I thank you, sir. Thanks for digging me out of that grave, by the way.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How'd you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night
Get
when I
a
heard the commotion up
marker
on
on our
the
map.
pressure. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs. So
And we
I
complete
let
that
go.
miscellaneous objective
Once
there.
they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. So I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
Okay, do you know who those men were who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
How did you end up in Good Springs?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
I've never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B.
I believe these guys were made up for this game.
Brothers, tell him Victor says howdy.
Okay, well, goodbye. Happy trails. All right. Julio Gonzalez. Let's go up to the top here. We'll end the episode here looking down upon the town. Down upon the town. It stretches pretty big, even though most of it's uninhabited, especially the stuff up over that way. There's the water tower. That's the graveyard up there. You can see that all of the DLCs are now loading up in the top left corner, but I'm not getting the quests for them until I approach the radio signal or the location where they're all located at. But anyways, yeah, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to get the ball rolling here in Good Springs. I'm going to thank you all for watching. My name's Brian, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.